Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Honest Homeschooler. I want to share my honest opinion here about all things related to homeschooling. Today I want to talk to you about a book that I'm starting to read. I picked it up at the library in the kids section. I found a homeschooling little area, and the book is called Homeschooling for Absolute Beginners by Laura Lee Lippincott. And although I've been homeschooling for a few years now, I've recently wanted to do more like research and hear from other moms. So I'm definitely curious about reading more homeschool books now. So I started reading the first two parts of the book, like the intro and then the first chapter. And two quotes I wanted to share with you today and talk a little bit about, because I definitely my kitty's being naughty. In my experience homeschooling, I can definitely vouch for these things being true when it comes to homeschooling. I'm dedicating this video to the people that are considering homeschooling, whether your child is about to start school or if your child is already almost not a child and they're like a teenager. So like if you're just interested in thinking about homeschooling, I want to share these things with you. So on page 8 there's this quote: structure is different for every family. There is no one right way to structure your days, and what works for you right now may not work for you next week or next year. Being flexible is at least as important as being structured. So it's kind of a lot, and if you are the personality of no, I don't want to be flexible, I need structure, I do want to I do want to say that you need both. You need both. Sorry, one second. You need both because you'll find some homeschooling moms say, no, it's all about being flexible in homeschooling. So, like, get rid of the structure. You don't have to do things the way that other moms do it. Other moms that public schools do it. Whereas on the other side, if you're just completely flexible, in my experience, I've learned that you also benefit from having structure. Um, so, let's talk about the benefits of structure in a regular, that's not the right word, in a public school setting for, education for a child. What is the impact a child will receive? I went through the public school route as a child, and definitely I will say that public education or private schools, um, they do impact your life, not just as a student, but as a family, as a mom, as a dad. They are telling you what your day is going to look like. And, we're used to this because if you have a job, they also tell you what your day is going to look like. They pretty much tell you what time you're getting up and at what time you're going to go home, relax, have dinner, things like that. So let's think about it in terms of, being a kid. Being a kid, when your school tells you school will begin at this hour, that means you as a parent know you're going to wake up your child at this hour so we can get ready, and then you definitely know you have to be in your car at this time so you can make it on time. And then you have to get off work at this particular time so that you can make it to pick up your child at this particular time, and then your child is going to go home, have a meal, do their schoolwork, maybe have some playtime, and then go to sleep at this particular time because you have to get back up at this time. And why? Well, aside from the obvious fact that education is so important, blah, blah, blah. You'll get in trouble. You will get in trouble. You will get a principal, you will get a teacher calling you, telling you, excuse me, Mrs. Morales, that is not okay. Your child has been late for this many days. And so it falls down on you. So your school staff is your accountability, right? Um, there is that pressure that you need to do, show up, do the things that the rest of the parents, the rest of the students are doing also. So it's like you all hold each other accountable because you don't want to be the one person that is out, is not measuring up. So the benefit is that you and your child have a schedule, have a routine, and it works. It's good to know at what time things are going to happen. The important things, right? The meals, the education. One second. So what happens when you don't have that? Yeah, it's okay. He can wait outside. Yeah, my other cat. I won't be long. So what happens when you don't have that as a homeschooling family, um, or you're not homeschooling yet, and you're like, I don't even know how. I just want someone to tell me, what my day's gonna look like education wise, and I'm good with just going along with that. What happens when you have all this freedom? Now all of a sudden you have to make these decisions, right? You have to decide, okay, what time do I put my kid to sleep? At what time do I start school? Another thing, you have breaks in public education, right? You have your child has meal breaks, um, play breaks, or PE breaks, and they get to like rest their mind. They get to exercise. They get to just have that mental break, eat, and, little things like that. Like you're not. I mean, you do pack them their lunch, or maybe you give them some money so that they can buy their lunch, or whatever it looks like for you. When you're a homeschooling mom, parent, you are responsible for all of that. You're the cafeteria lady. You are the principal. You are the teacher. You are the PE teacher. Also, all of these things. So now you have to decide what your day looks like. You don't necessarily have as much time like as you would if you drop off your child. You have like a certain amount of hours you can count on each day of the week. If you're not working, maybe you're staying home. Now you have all these hours to take care of your home, to go run errands, to go to the gym, whatever it looks like for you. Um, but as a homeschooling parent, you have to figure all of those things out. You have to structure your week. Like, when am I going to have time to go to the grocery store? Am I going to take my kids? Am I going to wait for my spouse to come home and then I'm going to go? Am I going to go during the weekdays? Because you'll find out pretty soon that like when you are homeschooling and you have to do all those things, your homeschool hours are precious and they'll run out real quick. So there's all of that structure, all of those decisions that you have to make. And if you are just too flexible, then you'll find yourself not putting enough hours into your school day. Um, so structure is key and it can be done, but to her point, um, you do need to be flexible and structured. Like, you do need a structure, but when life changes, one year, maybe like my experience, I was really ill, so I had to be really flexible and figure it out. How can I homeschool while feeling very ill? And then like another year, I'm feeling much better, but now there might be a family emergency situation that requires more attention, and so how am I going to homeschool and be able to set time for that as well. So definitely, like if you're someone that resists structure or flexibility, or both of those things working together, it makes you feel a little out of control. You have to give that up right away. You have to embrace that you are going to need to be flexible and structured all at the same time, and it's okay. Give yourself permission to let the homeschool be what it needs to be, whatever your week looks like, whatever your day looks like. That structure is there, but we also need to be flexible at the same time. And I don't want to tell you how to do that because I'm confident in everyone's ability to be able to figure that out. Especially if you are a Christian, extra advice I can give to you: pray, and God will give you that wisdom, you know? So, the second quote that I wanted to share is talking about a girl that was, her family raised two older children through their whole education through public education, and at the end of their education, they were not as pleased with the results, so they decided that they had two more kids, one in kindergarten I believe, and one in, I think it was second grade, and they decided, although my community doesn't have a lot of homeschoolers, and my kids are going to kind of stand out as the oddballs in our community, we're going to get in touch with as many people that have gone down this route, and we're going to learn and try it for our family. And so there was that fear that those kids were not going to have the social skills as much as the kids that do go to a public education. And actually they found ways to socialize their kids in maybe even a better way, because they were able to, I don't have the book with me, but pretty much the impression that I got was, as a homeschooling family, they were able to like host foreign exchange students, and so their kids were able to like connect with those kids. They were able to learn about kids that maybe they don't have the wealthiest families. They have just different backgrounds, because their kids were able to not be at school certain hours. They were able to go out and talk with like grown-ups in the community. They were also able to have flexibility with their schedule, so they were able to structure their homeschool in a way that made time for the activities that they were actually interested in. For example, this little girl, the kindergartner, she was interested in dance and political novels. And so she went one homeschool year, she was able, I believe it's the same little girl. Yeah, she was, this author gives different stories of homeschooling families. So if I'm getting this mixed up, I apologize. But in other words, if I'm correct, it was the same little girl that, or it could have been another homeschooling kid, that one year they decided that they were going to just read political novels. And so this child was able to learn so much more about um, uh, politics, about his history, than if she was to just go to school and just be told, memorize this about history. And so here's the quote: were Abigail's homeschool years successful? Absolutely. She explains that school years, I believe she ended up becoming an author, so she explains that school years are really much more about learning to live than learning any specific collection of facts. And I thought, absolutely, yes, 100%. Because that's what education is supposed to be about. we're supposed to be preparing the next generation to be able to live and to continue this good society that this that we have created. Um, I live in the United States, so it's something that I want to prepare my kids to be able to be good citizens and to thrive in this world that we live in, this community, this country. And so I do want to prepare my kids, like Abigail, to be able to socialize not just with peers her age, but also for her, even at her young age. I have a girl and a boy, for them to be able to have the confidence to speak to people that are older than them, and and to have that flexibility to make learning fun and to make the time for the activities that they want to thrive in. Um, so I thought that was awesome, a great quote. I really love that. I think that's going to be something that I really embrace in my own homeschooling journey. Always try not to make homeschool about just learning specific collection. I like that, the way she phrased it, collection of facts. Instead, just learning to live. I want my kids to grow up and continue to learn, to be readers, to continue to know as much as they can about the world that they live in, and not to feel like, oh, I've learned all of my facts for the time, for the school year that I needed to, for the test that I needed to take to pass, to get into college, to get the job that I needed to, and then I'm done. I just need to get paid, and I never have to read another book ever again. I feel like our school system is failing our country if we are raising children to hate to read, to hate to learn, and that school is just about getting a job one day and making money. So those are the quotes that I wanted to share with you. I will continue to share more as I read the book, and I'm excited to share that with you. I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already.